The last thing I remember is being loaded on a gurney into an ambulance and brought to the hospital. And I remember about maybe the first 30 minutes in the ER, and then I don't remember anything for about 3 weeks. During that 3-week period of time, it turns out I had the flu, which had triggered bilateral bacterial pneumonia, and I went into was septic, and then I had septic shock. All my organs failed. I was put on life support for 5 days, so through something called extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. So basically they oxygenate your blood, do all the work of your heart and lungs, heart-lung bypass machine, because mine couldn't do it. And that saved my life, but ultimately one of the complications of that form of life support is often amputations, because limbs don't get the blood flow that they should. What I don't think other people understand is how, when they ask, well, what happened to lead to your amputation? And I say, I got the flu, how those things come together and how no one thinks that's gonna be the case, because everyone thinks it's just the flu, but it can be so much more than that. And for the rest of my life, I will be living with how much more that is. If I could go back and in any way make it less likely that I wind up in the hospital for 3 months, that I wind up permanently disabled, that I have to deal with this prosthetic for the rest of my life, in addition to cardiac and permanent lung damage, if I would have just taken 10 minutes out of my day to go get the flu shot, if that was even 10% or less likely to have happened, I would go back and do it. For the little bit of effort it would have taken, and it takes for people to do that, why not just do it? As difficult as it was for me to live through all of that and to be the person to deal with it, I still think it's harder to think about what all my family went through and what they still go through when they think about what happened and how incredibly close I was to death and the decisions that they had to make. So if not for you, if not for someone else, then for your family.